I'm sick of hearing it. I'm sick of hearing it. Kyle Rittenhouse received bail because of white privilege. What's the truth? Now, I've hammered on this before. I've provided rock-solid evidence that Kyle did not benefit from any such privilege. Tonight, I thought I would take a look at some examples from around the country. From the color of his skin. Hello out there. I am trying to get through.
With his powerful brainwaves cradled in the warmth of reasoning, it's time for Johnnie Walker Dread to straighten you out on a thing or two. Emanating all the way from exciting Las Vegas, Oklahoma, it's the Johnnie Walker Dread Show.
So let's go ahead and take a look at some bail conditions that have been set around the country here. We have CWB in Chicago, and let's see here. Substantial reward for double murder suspect who was on bail for reckless homicide and gun charges. The FBI is now offering a substantial reward for information that leads authorities to Clarence Hebron, the man who's accused of murdering 2 people late last month while he was on affordable bail for reckless homicide and 2 Class X felony gun cases. Looks like a person of color. So let's scroll down and see how much was it. He had been held without bail since the woman's death, but Cook County Judge Dennis Porter slashed his bail to $50,000 on each of the 3 cases over the summer, and Hebron went home by posting deposit bonds totaling $15,000. Double murder suspect, $15,000. Double murder suspect released on bond in case of Baton Rouge chef's gunned down on porch. An accused double murderer was released on bond this week, about 7 months after 2 Baton Rouge chefs were gunned down in a neighborhood off Plank Road, killed by bullets likely meant for someone else, so he didn't even shoot the person that he was trying to get. Cody Hypolite was sitting on his front porch with his friend Jermaine Jarvis when the shooting occurred the night of July 15th. Okay, I'll go down here. Dedrick White was arrested in August on first-degree murder and other counts after detectives obtained video evidence and matched ballistics from the scene to one of White's guns. He was initially held without bail, which is a standard procedure for someone accused of first-degree murder, a capital offense that allows prosecutors to seek the death penalty. But when the prosecutors took the case to a grand jury, the panel chose to indict White on second-degree murder instead. That lesser charge prompted the judge to reconsider whether White should continue being held without bail. So what did he end up paying? $500,000. Double murder suspect held on $2 million bond. Man accused of killing 2 women along a Janesville street last winter was held on $2 million cash bond. That kind of sounds like the bond that Kyle was given. Marcus T. Randall L. That name sounds familiar. Oh yeah, the NFL. Remember, he was a quarterback. Played for Indiana, I think, college. Accused of murdering, I can't pronounce her first name, and Brittany McAdory on February 10th. 2 counts of first-degree intentional homicide, felon in possession of a firearm, and driving a vehicle without owner consent. All right, $2 million bond. He also faces charges in a newly filed criminal complaint. He's accused of attacking a woman with a baseball bat because she had not returned money she owed him with interest. Yeah, he's not a threat to the community. Charges in that case are aggravated battery and loan sharking. Okay. Both by use of a weapon and as a repeat felony offender. So, repeat felony offender, aggravated battery, double murder, and he's got a $2 million bond. More than one witness said Randall L. was a drug dealer who repeatedly threatened one of the women in the months before the killings. Yeah, he's not a threat to the community. We basically have here an execution-style murder of two helpless young women for little or no reason. That's not what Kyle did. Even in the charging document, it doesn't make that kind of claim. Defense attorney wanted $85,000 bail. Hart said keeping Randall L. in jail during the coronavirus pandemic hampers his ability to meet with his lawyers and prepare a defense in a case that is likely to go to trial. What have I been saying? Bail is designed to free people so they can prepare their defense. Randall L. turned himself in 5 days after the killings. Kyle turned himself in essentially within 24 hours. Urbick said that act gave Randall L. time to dispose of the murder weapon and set fire to the vehicle he stole from one of the shooting victims. I think this guy is a bigger risk out there than Kyle. Hart said Randall L. should be credited for turning himself in. Well, they don't give Kyle any credit for that. Oh, his brother's Antoine Randall L. Yeah, that's the guy. I think he played for Indiana. Yeah, I know he did. He played for Indiana, and he played in the NFL. Interesting. Let's go on. Here we go. $1,000 bail set for New Orleans woman given new trial on charge that she murdered abusive husband. Okay, so she has been put in jail for murder, and she's getting a new trial, and her bail has been set at $1,000. Katina Curley. She's black, by the way. I checked. Okay, so let's take a look here. Some more. Kyle's $2 million bond doesn't seem so low after all, does it? 3 charged with attempted murder released on $500 bond. Now, I did this one already in one of my earlier videos. And what these guys did was despicable. One of them shot another guy through the neck. Another one tried to set fire to a house where a family was living inside. I forget what the other one was. Their bonds were set at $5,000, but they only have to put up 10%. So they basically walked for $500 each. This is attempted murder. Oh, here it is. This is the third person. On the same day of Smith's arraignment, Roberson also arraigned Jeffrey Sims. Roberson is the judge. He's black, by the way, and he has a long, long history of giving out very low bails. Ordered prosecutors at a gas station on Fenkell, he approached his victim, shoved him in the back of his car, and beat him in the head with a baseball bat. $500. Charged with assault with intent to commit murder and unlawful imprisonment. Javon Williams, charged with assault to commit murder, and she set fire to a house while a woman was inside. Back in December, Judge Roberson gave Nathan Payne a low bond too. He and another suspect were accused of violently attacking a woman seen on camera being beaten with a hammer. Oh my God. Charged with assault with intent to murder. He too walked out of jail for $500. Never came back. He's been on the run for, half a year now. Of course, I have talked about Crystal Kaiser a lot. And she is from Kenosha. She is a black female. She's same age as Kyle. She was accused of killing her alleged sex trafficker. Her deal is that they are claiming she planned the killing. She stole his car and then made text messages that she was going to give the car to her brother. Then she went on Facebook and pointed a gun at the camera and said she'd do it again and all that. Initially, her bail was set at $1 million, but it was reduced to $400,000. And it says here, her $400,000 bond was paid by the Chicago Community Bond Fund. So a organization pooled their money, got her out, and then, of course, when Kyle has that done for him, everybody goes into conniptions. I have no problem with her getting bailed out, by the way. Oh, and this, oh my God. Okay, this is the one, and I did a whole video on this dude, and this is the one that the attorney in the whole Kyle bail hearing deal tried to raise up as an example of a person of color who was unfairly treated in comparison to Kyle's bail. Kyle has a $2 million bond. This dude has $2.5 million. And this attorney Motley tried to raise that up as an issue of prejudice and privilege. Well, let's see, $2.5 million bail. And I won't read it, but I'll tell you right now what he did. Okay, he planned a sexual assault of his 15-year-old I think it was a cousin or something like that, who was living in the home with him. While he was doing this, he tried to strangle her. And there was a girl, 10-year-old girl, that was asleep in the bunk above him. His own daughter watched this take place. And then when his parents came into the room to try to stop him, he stabbed them both to death with a machete that he brought with him in case he was interrupted. He runs out in the street. He's covered in blood. He had $2.5 million bond. So Kyle's bond at $2 million doesn't seem all that low anymore, does it? Now, we have heard it many times before. Whenever somebody like Kyle gets out on bail, people say, oh, I know somebody who is in jail and his bail is set at $10,000. And you know what he did? He stole candy from a liquor store. Or we hear them say, oh, you know what? I spent time in jail for just smoking a joint, and I had a $2,000 bail set. I was there for a year waiting trial. There are cases where this has happened, but they're extremely rare. The person who claims that they had a high bail set for stealing candy is leaving things out, little details that might explain why. For example, you might have stole candy using a gun. Yeah, that'll do it. Or you may have past criminal behavior. Yeah, you were only stealing candy, but you have a mile-long rap sheet. Or you might have assaulted the guy while you're doing it. I mean, there's always something that they're not telling you. In truth, bail varies widely all across the country. You could see that one judge, Roberson, how he set $500 bail for serious crimes. In the same courthouse, there's probably another judge that would have assigned something like a $200,000 bail. You don't know. So it's a terrible argument, a really dumb one, to try to compare one person's bail against another. You really can't. Kyle's bail is set at $2 million. In my opinion, that's pretty high. And I've shown you examples of why I think it's high. Like my video and subscribe to my channel.